of science. Let's get experimenting!
The science guy.
Science rules.
First, you want to make sure that you have goggles on. Now, I've taken off my gloves because I needed to wash my hands, and you're not really supposed to have gloves in the laboratory because you could burn your gloves, and unless you're working with a type of material that you need to have gloves on, like some certain, like putting something into an oven, something like that, you're not going to need gloves. Now, I have a lot of hair, and, you know, when I don't need to, I usually don't, but you must tie your hair back to ensure that your hair doesn't catch flame, it doesn't dip into some kind of chemical that could, you know, do something bad to your body. We wouldn't want that. I mean, you know, we know how good my body is. So just, you know, make a tight ponytail. Make sure it's not really in the front. Make sure it's out of the way. So you have all this space to do your experiment. Make sure there's no idiots around. I don't see demics. That's a plus. We might as well get this video over with before he barges in and ruins everything. Usually have an assistant or somebody else at the laboratory. You should never leave your lab station if you don't have to make sure there's eyes at the lab at all time. I usually have Vexen with me. He could not make it today as he is still at Castle Oblivion. I do not know his whereabouts at the moment, but he'll come home to Daddy eventually. Now, make sure that your chemicals are labeled. You don't want to mix up, be like, oh, that's probably just water, and then mix it up with some dangerous chemical and blow down your whole castle. Let's just say this is not the first castle that never was. There was a castle, and now there's this castle. Anyway, enough with my bad puns. Yeah, just make sure that what you're experimenting is important. If it's something that's been done tons of times, I mean, yeah, start out with the basics, but after you do a couple experiments, I mean, after about 3 tries, I started doing my own experiments that haven't been done yet. So you might as well just do that. And just pick a research area that you're interested in. I picked the heart. I've always been interested in the fundamentals and what I could do with it if a Frankenstein type of thing is possible. I'm trying to use science to get my heart back, and it hasn't worked yet, but we are still working on it. We've made a full functioning Shion puppet, so that's a thing. And yeah, so have fun experimenting. Ciao. Yes, does this thing on? Brilliant. Hello, so you saw my get ready for experiment kind of vlog thing. Well, now let's do an example experiment. This is one that it's easy to start out with, so kids, you don't really need your parents. So first things first, you gotta take off your gloves like I instructed. Keep goggles on, keep your hair back. I mean, I don't really need to because I'm a trained professional and my hair looks good like this, so I'm not going to change myself. A couple of you viewers since my last vlog, well, thank you for telling me that I shouldn't die and I have a lot to live for. I actually don't, but thank you. And some of you have been asking if I am in any way related to Larxene. And if that were true, I would have killed myself long ago. So that is a rumor that is not true. Just because we are both blonde and evil does not mean we are all related. Anyway, so you get your baking soda. A nice baking soda, and you have a Mitty water bottle. You can get a regular size water bottle, it really doesn't matter. So just get a measuring spoon. I picked some colorful ones. I'm going to use the smallest one in the pack. And they're colorful like Axel's language when he's out in the cold. Speaking of which, to film this video, me and Demix worked together for once, I know, surprising, to make a snow day. And Axel was using very colorful language about how that is BS and it should be warm because it is not time to be cold anymore. Well, it's still technically winter, Axel, so you'll have to deal with it. Anyway, you're going to fill your water bottle. I don't know, I usually don't use
correct measurements unless it's really important. So an experiment like this, just kind of dump as much as you want. The bigger amount that you add, the more of a reaction you'll get. It only makes sense. So just, oh crap. I added the wrong, okay. Mark that, exit out. You're supposed to add the baking powder into the balloon, not the... Give me a moment. Yes, okay, back on track. You take your giant vinegar that you couldn't open until you asked Luxeus to open it for you, because I mean, look at this. The bottle was kept on very tight. He even needed to use a towel to open it. Anyway, you're going to pour a good amount into there. Doesn't matter how much. That looks like a good amount to me. You can see that. Ooh, it smells like coloring eggs. Lots of coloring similes today. Okay. So now you take your balloon, which these balloons have little stoppers in them because they're water balloons. You should probably use a regular balloon for this, but we were fresh out. I was using water balloons and working with Demix to see if he could fill them, and I was going to throw them at Marluxia, and I don't know what was going to happen after that. Anyway, very, very small balloons. Didn't really think this through. You need to add your baking powder, baking soda, whatever you want to call it, into the balloon. Okay, that is not going to work out. I'm going to say screw it, because I cannot find a suitable water balloon or balloon size. But anyway, it's supposed to fit over the cap of this. Any normal balloon would probably fit over the cap of this. Anyway, you were supposed to add vinegar. Let me re-add it. Vinegar to the bottle. And then you are to add the baking soda. And there would be a gas released, and that gas would go up into the balloon. Oh my god. Okay. Good thing this is not my carpet. And now you just make your enemies drink this. Bada bing bada boom. There you go. I hope you enjoyed our failed experiment. Toodaloo.